You know what? Making these videos for you guys is a lot of freaking work. I need a break. I'll just let the AI write my scripts for me. I'll use AI voiceover tools to simulate my voice, and this will allow me to post like 10 videos a week. You guys get your coin content, I become a numismatist millionaire, which in turn allows me to buy fancy coins to show on the channel, and everyone is happy. Is it that simple though? The newest iteration of Chat GPT allows it to go on the internet and search for the most appropriate answer to our questions. Previously, it could only give you answers based on a training database it accessed to formulate its answers. This new feature has greatly expanded its capabilities to search in forums and niche websites for highly specific information on niche subjects, such as ancient coins. So, I propose a challenge to our electronic AI friend. Can it be a useful tool for numismatists seeking information? Can it answer in a satisfactory way 3 questions I am going to ask? These will be increasingly difficult, starting from a trivial request that an ancient coin collector with basic knowledge would be able to give. Then I'll ask a more specific question, which can only be answered with some research on the subject and on a specific coin. And finally, I'll ask a highly specific question related to a specialized topic that requires knowledge acquired from specialized literature. We will read its answers and see how good ChatGPT is as a tool for helping numismatists. I suspect some of the answers will be quite vague, so I'll try to help it narrow down its search. I'll be very specific on my questions, as I want to stretch the data gathering potential of this tool to its limits. Let's get started. For our first question, I'm going to go easy on it. I want the AI to describe the main design features of the very common Greek drachma struck in the name of Alexander the Great. I'm not going to be specific as for any subtypes, I just want an overall description of the type. The silver drachma struck by Alexander the Great, a widely circulated coin from the Hellenistic period, features distinct and symbolic designs on both its obverse and reverse sides. Here's a detailed explanation. Obverse design, head of Heracles. The obverse of the coin typically features the head of Heracles, known in Roman mythology as Hercules. Good, it didn't give us that weird explanation that it was in fact the bust of Alexander. It gave the correct answer. Heracles is depicted wearing a lion skin, specifically the Nemean lion skin, which he famously slew as one of his 12 labors. Good, correct. This representation of Heracles often shows a youthful and vigorous face, emphasizing his divine and heroic nature. Good, correct. The lion's scalp is draped over Heracles' head, with the 4 pawns tied around his neck, creating a distinctive and recognizable iconography. Good, good, very accurate. Alright, reverse design. Seated Zeus. The reverse side of the drachma features Zeus, the king of the gods in Greek mythology, seated on a throne. That's right. Zeus is portrayed holding a scepter in his left hand, symbolizing his authority and power. That's also right. In his right hand, he holds an eagle, one of his sacred animals and a symbol of his divine rule. Correct. It's looking good. The throne often includes detailed carvings, showcasing the craftsmanship and artistic quality of the period. Well, not always. It depended on the engraver. Some were really crude. It isn't incorrect, but this answer is more fluff than actual information. Okay, inscriptions and monograms. Besides or below Zeus, there is usually an inscription. The most common inscription is Alexandro, which means of Alexander. There may also be various symbols, monograms, or control marks, which can denote the minting authority or location. Really good! This is one of the main features of this type of reverse. The very diverse types of control marks for the dozens of different mints that made these coins. At least for simple information like this, ChatGPT did good. There's one last part, symbolism and purpose. Heracles on the obverse. The depiction of Heracles emphasizes Alexander's claimed descent from the hero, enhancing his image as a powerful and divine leader. Heracles, a demigod known for his strength and heroic deeds, serves as a suitable emblem for Alexander's conquests and ambitions. Well, on one hand, this is correct. He did claim he descended from Heracles, but the explanation makes us think Alexander himself picked Heracles as his patron god due to his fame. This isn't quite right. His entire dynasty that went back centuries, the Argeads, claimed descendants from the hero, not only Alexander. Zeus on the reverse. Featuring Zeus signifies Alexander's connection to the supreme deity of the Greek pantheon, underscoring his position as a ruler with divine favor and authority. That's accurate. Zeus was the main symbol of authority. And then inscriptions. The name Alexander on the coin helped in promoting his fame and consolidating his legacy across his empire. Okay, mostly correct. There was a bit of fluff and overgeneralization in a couple of points of this entire description, but I would say this was a competent answer. I'm frankly impressed. Okay, for a second task, I'll ask the AI to identify a common Roman coin to me. The coin chosen is a very common Antoninianus of Gordian III, struck at the city of Antioch between 242 and 244 AD. These are very widely available for sale online. The legends and the design are very simple. The only information I'll give is the type of coin and its catalog number. Hopefully, it finds the coin type online and can give me a good explanation of the piece. I will consider the answer satisfactory if it writes me what I would expect from a fellow collector who has had some time to grasp the basics of Roman coins, and if it was someone, sitting down with me and trying to explain the coin. I'll be very specific. Here's what I asked the AI. I would like to know more about an Antoninianus struck for Roman Emperor Gordian III. It is catalogued as RIC 213 Gordian III. I want the full description of the coin and its design features, like if an experienced numismatist was explaining it to me. Digest the information and translate the legends, the iconography on the obverse and reverse. Tell me about its silver content and any relevant information that a numismatist would find useful. Okay, here comes the answer. An Antoninianus struck for Roman Emperor Gordian III, catalogued as RIC 4 Gordian II 213, is a fascinating artifact that provides insights into the numismatic and historical context of the mid-3rd century Roman Empire. Here's an in-depth description and analysis of this coin, presented as an experienced numismatist might explain it. Okay, general description. Date, circa AD 240-244. The date attribution is correct, but the date range, it's not quite right, it's exaggerated. We can narrow down this coin to the years 242 to 244. Material, silver, although often based with a lower silver content compared to earlier periods. Okay, that's correct. Diameter, typically around 22 to 24 millimeters. Also correct. Weight, approximately 3.5 to 5 grams. Pretty good, correct. Obverse features, legends, Imperator Gordianus Pius Felix Augustus. Translation, Imperator Gordianus Pius Felix Augustus, meaning, this legend conveys Gordian III's official titles. Imperator denotes his role as commander-in-chief, Gordianus is his name, Pius emphasizes his piety and dutiful nature, Felix means fortunate or blessed, and Augustus is the honorific title used by Roman emperors. All correct. Very good breakdown of the legends, huh? That was good. Iconography. The obverse typically features a radiate bust of Gordian III facing right, draped and cuirassed. Radiate crown. The radiate crown signifies that this is an Antoninianus, which was valued at 2 denarii. Oh, nice. Put the right plural in Latin, denarii. The radiate crown is associated with the sun god Sol and indicates the coin's higher denomination. Good, that's correct. Bust. The youthful appearance of Gordon III reflects his ascension to the throne at a young age. He was only 13 when he became emperor. Good job, the obverse description is quite good. But then we go to the reverse. Reverse features. Legends. PM TRP5 costs 2 PP. Whoa, alright, something went horribly wrong here. This is not the right reverse type at all. And I checked the catalog number. And then it goes, translation, Pontifex Maximus, Tribunicia Potestate, Quintum Consul, Duo Pater Patria. Yeah, the AI's Latin is on point, but I'll just skip the reverse part because it's just by the legends alone we can see it's absolutely wrong. The reverse of this type features Sol, the sun god, holding the globe, with the legends Oriens Augusti, meaning something like the rising sun, the dawn of our emperor. Major mistake here. Let's see what more it tells us, but it's not looking good from the start. Silver content. The silver content of the Antoninianus during Gordon III's reign was typically lower than in earlier periods. This is correct. By this time, the coinage had become increasingly debased due to economic pressures. The actual silver content often ranged from 40 to 50%. 50% is a bit exaggerated. 40% is more in line with reality. Let's keep going. And the coin might appear more bronze-like as a result of the reduced silver content and the alloy's composition. No, this is not quite right. The Romans had some very impressive techniques to bleach the copper from the coin surface, giving it the appearance of pure silver, although it was not pure silver. And in any case, at such a high silver content, 40%, there wasn't enough copper in the alloy to change the silvery appearance of the coin too much. The silver just shines through the copper a whole lot more, even when it was relatively worn. Then we get to numismatic significance. Historical context. Gordon III coins are significant as they reflect a period of relative stability before the crisis of the 3rd century and when it escalated. His coinage helped us understand the monetary policies and imperial propaganda of this time. Okay, I can go with this, that's a good explanation. Collectability. Coins of Gordon III, particularly well-preserved specimens, are sought after by collectors due to their historical importance and relative abundance compared to other emperors of the area. That's true. Every collector loves good old Gordian, and it's good to see that the AI identified that Gordian is quite common. Market value. The value of these coins can vary widely based on condition. Well-preserved examples with clear legends and detailed iconography are highly valued in the numismatic market. Well, that's kind of vague. Define highly valued. Most coins of Gordian are at most like $100 coins when in spectacular condition. Anything above that price range is, frankly, it's overpaying. Unless it's some sort of major rarity for a specialist collector. Okay, I'm starting to doubt Chat GPT's ability to replace a numismatist anytime soon. Now it's time for our hardest question. This one requires knowledge in a specific type of coin issue. In this case, we're going to talk about Roman silver tetradrachma struck at the city of Antioch. I have one of such coins that I'm showing you right now on the screen. A tetradrachma struck by Emperor Trajan to pay for his campaign against the Parthians. Alright, here it goes. Long question. I wanted to give the AI a lot of context. The Mint of Antioch produced plenty of silver tetradrachma during the 2nd century AD for the Roman Empire. My question is related to its issues under the 5 good emperors, and I even named the emperors: Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. Some of these emperors issued plenty of coins in this mint. Others issued coins in very limited numbers, and others did not mint any tetradrachma in Antioch. I want you to check these claims on the internet at any sources of information available. Make me a list of which emperors issued tetradrachma in large numbers, which issued it in small numbers, and when did they issue these coins. which emperors did not issue tetradrachma at Antioch, and out of those who did not issue coins, tell me which mint closest to Antioch did issue tetradrachma for these emperors. You see, very specific question. And here the massacre begins. Here goes the answer. The Nerva Antonine dynasty saw varied levels of tetradrachma production at the mint of Antioch, particularly during the reigns of the 5 good emperors, Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. Here's a detailed breakdown of their issuance of silver tetradrachma, ordered by rarity and activity. Nerva. Nerva did not issue silver tetradrachma at the Antioch mint. The nearest mint where tetradrachma were issued during his reign was Alexandria in Egypt. Wrong. In his brief reign, Nerva did issue tetradrachma in Antioch. I'm even putting them up on the screen so you can see. Due to his short reign, they are relatively rare, but they exist, and the dies were made in wonderful style, so generally when they show up at auction, they command very hefty prices. Trajan. Trajan issued a significant number of tetradrachma in Antioch, especially during his eastern campaigns and after the annexation of Arabia. These issues are relatively abundant and feature various types, often celebrating his military victories and titles. Alright, this one was easy, and it's correct. Out of the 5 emperors, his issues at Antioch are by far the most numerous. Hadrian. Hadrian's issues of tetradrachma at Antioch were also substantial. His coins from Antioch are common and include numerous types and variations, often depicting his extensive travels and the consolidation of the empire. Alright, Hadrian issued tetradrachma early in his reign. The portrait style of these coins is actually quite similar to what you can find in his early denarii, but I wouldn't call them common, they're scarce. The claim that they were made in different types and variations was definitely pulled out of its AI ass, because that's not true. He issued a single type with an eagle on the reverse and his young laureate and cuirassed bust on the obverse. The coins celebrating his travels and the consolidation of the empire, as he mentioned, were his denarii struck at Rome. So, unfortunately, it's starting to give us like random incorrect information there. Antoninus Pius. Antoninus Pius issued tetradrachma in Antioch, but they are less common compared to Trajan and Hadrian. His coins often emphasize the stability and prosperity of his reign, aligning with his peaceful and administrative focused governance. Alright, now I need to stop and delve on this one a bit further. That answer is quite telling on how these AI algorithms operate. First of all, it's wrong. Antoninus Pius did not issue any tetradrachma in Antioch during his reign. He issued lots of bronzes, but apparently no silver. Not only that, but previously the AI mentioned the closest mint to Antioch to ever strike this denomination was Alexandria. Also wrong. Hadrian and Antoninus had tetradrachma struck at Cilicia, which is much, much closer to Antioch. Then we have all of that part about his coins emphasize the stability and prosperity of his reign, aligning with his peaceful and administrative focused governance. Now, Antioch silver generally only had 2 main reverse types, the imperial eagle and the river god Orontes. And it also had a few other types. Where the hell did he get that part from? I mean, it is a fact that Antoninus had a very peaceful reign and his administration was quite good, but it seems like since Chat GPT could not get any information about this specific type of coin, the tetradrachma, it just extrapolated the kind of imagery that can be found in his imperial coins, another type of coin, and it just claims the supposed tetradrachma of Antoninus that never existed, we have no evidence of its existence, also had these designs. What the hell? Fact-checking is incredibly important with AI tools. When you ask a question, it will give you an answer, even if it has to extrapolate an answer based on available information that might be related to the topic that you are asking. The more specific your question is, the more likely it is to start getting inventive with its answers. Even with access to the internet, it just gathers information and spits it out. It doesn't really compare bits of information to see if there are any inconsistencies. It just spits information without any regards to checking it. And finally, for the last issue, we have, Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius issued tetradrachma in Antioch, but these are relatively rare. The majority of his tetradrachma are attributed to the later part of his reign, often commemorating his military campaigns against Germanic tribes and the Parthians. Once again, the AI is just filling the gaps with generic historical information. It is true that Marcus Aurelius celebrated his military campaigns on his coins, but he didn't do that with his tetradrachma. He issued the typical types of the eagle and the river god, and this relatively rare statement here isn't based on anything. His Antioch tetradrachma are incredibly rare. I could only find 3 examples on auctions recently, and they were valued in the thousands of dollars. When critics of artificial intelligence say this is just a new productivity tool and not an actual artificial intelligence ready to revolutionize the world, they have a point. I was shocked to see that AI didn't display a single drop of critical thinking or fact-checking when giving me an answer, filling the gaps as if it was a sophist, often with factually false information. It also lacks, I don't know how to put it, maturity. We aren't supposed to have all the answers. If someone asks you a question on a topic you have limited knowledge about, the right thing to do is to say only what you are sure is factually true, and then stop and let the other person know when you have reached the end of your knowledge. You don't just fill the gaps with what is plausible or what might be the answer. You say that kind of stuff when people ask you to take a guess, not when they ask you for knowledge. So, summing it up, should coin collectors use Chat GPT when looking for answers about coins? Well, if it's something really basic, it can work, but make sure to check the facts by yourself. AI loves coming up with stuff to fill the gaps, and it's often wrong. If you need some more specialized piece of information, sorry, hit the books, my friend. They're still your best friend. Alright, human superiority has been clearly demonstrated. Go kick a toaster. The machines are not coming and becoming our overlords anytime soon. I hope you enjoyed this little episode. Leave a like and consider subscribing if you did. Happy collecting, and I'll see you soon.